So BP took a $24 billion hit, their biggest quarterly loss ever, as they try to untangle themselves from the Ukrainian-Russian conflict and withdrew their business interests from Russia. So what did that do to the stock price, and where could it be pushing the stock price next? Well, I'm going to take a look at the charts to see where it might be just heading next. So with that, let's get into the analysis. Well, the market took the quarterly results very positively, actually, and the price closed up after the bank holiday up nearly 6%. And as you can see from the weekly line chart, just continuing really that nice channel trend on upwards. Got the probability calculator there on the right hand side showing more of the chance probability of a down move, 85%, because it has been storming on up, and we've got that pink line there, key Fibonacci zone around 440, so that could prove some overhead resistance. And if we follow that pink line across to the left, we can see how the price massively broke down there early 2020, and take that back into 2017, you can see how it used it as support to bounce on upwards. So significant number, 440, got to get through that to then try and push on to the 500s. If it can't get through the 440, then that could make for a nice short trade back down into those zones that we've seen over the last year or so. So the 4-line break chart for all you reversalists out there calling the turn, difficult to do, but the line break chart does help. Some downside numbers, a bit of an aggressive one at 393 and then 368 for you. So something to think about. Some reversal numbers down to the south side. So on to the daily Heikin-Ashi. Well, actually the announcement and the opening of the market down on the Tuesday drove that price higher and turned our signals all bullish. The bottom two lines there also took the volatility up to more recent highs, and volume as well. Not really much of a change there, considering such a big up day, still trading under its moving average. And if we head on to the price, then we can see the 2 standard deviation regression bands. That's those shaded areas with the light dots signifying the boundaries at 2 standard deviations. We can see the price bouncing down from the top and up from the bottom. It did hit the bottom recently, coinciding with those green power band support areas. And in terms of probability calculator, actually probably the downside favoured slightly more than the upside. 64-65% chance of a downside move from what we've seen today. But overall, it's a sort of a weak bullish trending up market at the moment for BP. The conditions have been right, with the oil price so high for them over the last few months. But generally, it's a kickstart to the upside with the announcement, and it taken on warmly by the market. So onto the Renko chart using 0.4 block size. All our signals are bullish currently, no surprise there with the recent move. We can see actually the trend's been pushing upwards since the 26th, 25th of April, and having these little minor pullbacks, corrections, and then forcing its way back up, and it's broken through those highs of sort of mid last month, and upsides if it keeps on going 420s to early 430s, and then if it can put in a more substantial move up to the mid 450s. Downside correction though, market had enough of that move, wants to take its profits, or something more serious happens in the oil industry, then 395, 385, 365 potential downside targets. So scoring time for BP based off the technicals, I'm going bullish, and we head into the top right there, a couple of bearish signals for you if you want to use the 4-line break chart for any reversal entry points. going on to the Heikin Ashi, slightly weaker than the shorter term, obviously because of the big move today to the upside than the Renko chart, but overall not a bad looking picture in both charts. And the targets to the upside 1.36 and 3.18 to 1, and to the downside 2 to 1 and 3.5 to 1. So something in there for the bulls and the bears, but overall at this present point of time, BP looking bullish. So the market took BP's biggest ever quarterly loss very well, driving the price on up. The trend has been quite positive over the last few months for obvious reasons. Most of the energy sector has been performing very well, and BP has been taking its piece as well. Let me know in those comments below where you think BP is heading next. Any other thoughts, ideas, suggestions to the analysis, all welcome, like I say, in those comments. And if you've got any other suggestions for markets you want me to analyse, let me know also in those comments below. Happy to try and come up with something for you. Now, if you liked today's video, please give us the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell buttons, and all that's left for me to say is thanks for watching. Good luck with the trading. I'll see you in the next video.